Hello everybody, Erica here with All Things Parks, and I am beyond excited because I am at opening weekend of the most magical time of the year here at Disney World, and I am talking Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. I'm super excited. We have 8 new booths. Not all are open. We do have some booths opening a little bit later, October 1st, but I'm excited to start tasting my way, sipping my way, and most importantly, checking out that merchandise. Let's get this festival started. First things first, you have to check out the decor up front. So I really like the theming this year. You can see a meal is up there. I love the wine bottle with Spaceship Earth as the logo on that label. And over on this side, everybody's favorite little chef, Remy. So I have made it back to the World Showcase, and I walked past a lot of decorations. So out front or behind Spaceship Earth, really nicely decorated with an ice cream and cake theme. We have, of course, Remy and Emil hanging out. Some more of those spinners, so that was really nice to see. But the first thing you have to do when you come to this festival is pick up your passport. Now, we passed a few along the way back to the World Showcase, a few kiosks, including the donut box, which has a sriracha donut that is stuffed with fried chicken, and it sounds amazing. I'm a little worried that it might be a little too spicy, so I might have to get that when I have a partner in crime here in case I cannot finish it. We also passed Flavors of Fire of Flavors. I don't know, but it's always one of my favorite kiosks. They always have a really good chimichurri steak, but today I'm trying to hit up all new kiosks. And again, as I mentioned, not all of them are open yet, but what is open is the Swanky Saucy Swine. And you know, if you've seen me before, I love my bacon. So they actually have a crispy barbecue pork rinds that I'm very excited for. It does have pimento cheese on there, and what they're doing, what they've done at other festivals, they're doing an Emil's fromage montage and trying 5 different entrees that have cheesiness going on. You get to get a delicacy at the end of it. So this is first on our list, and we don't have to finish them all today. We can come back because today is all about new. Let's go. We have made it. It is right outside of the Mexico Pavilion, and I think I might be making a little bit of a change up because check out those ribs. Now also, when you head to anywhere that's swine, you've got to get a bourbon drink. And I started off at the Swanky Saucy Swine, and I did a little bit of a game time change up, and I actually went with the Soy Glazed Ribs. How amazing do those look with some Fresnos on top? Let's dig in. They're so tender. They fall off the bone like that. See that? There is some peanut. The perfect amount of crunch, give it some texture. And the soy flavor is bam in your face. This is a really good bite of meat. A great way to start the festival off in 2021. Now, if you're going to have a swine shop, you better have some bourbon, and they actually have a bourbon Bloody Mary. I do not like Bloody Marys, but I felt very obligated to get bourbon with bacon. Let's go. So the bourbon flavor really does cut some of that kick that you get from the tomato juice and the flavors that they put in with it. So I definitely like this better than a traditional Bloody Mary. But again, I'm a bourbon gal, so that's probably why. I'm really enjoying that you can taste the bourbon. You're still getting the balance and the acid from the tomato, but it's not as bam in your face as you would with your traditional Bloody Mary. So all in all, very happy with how I started this year's Food and Wine Festival. I didn't even mention that my first drink also came in a souvenir cup, which is like the best thing ever. And now that it has maybe one of my new favorite kiosks on it, I'm super excited. So it even says the year on here, an Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. So I'm going to sip on this, review my passport, and we'll check in with what kiosk that is new and next. On our way to the next kiosk, I passed one of the festival merchandise kiosks, and they have a lot of the La Cava del Tequila merchandise here. So really cool margarita glasses, rocks glasses, wine glasses, shot glasses, flights to hold it. I love the logo on the flight itself. They also have a nice bottle opener that's a magnet, a flight crew shirt that's really neat. They have a hat and a Fiesta Siesta repeat shirt. Next up, in by the Epcot experience, is the new brew wing. They have brews and they have wings, not false advertisement here. So they are going to do some flights. So I'm eager to see if we can mix and match. They have a watermelon one that looks pretty interesting, a pineapple, and I am thrilled to announce they have a pumpkin beer. It's never too early for pumpkin, not even in July. Checking out the board here, there are quite a bit of different wings, and they have labeled them as mild, medium, and hot, so that's great for me. Here is the beer list. I do want some cider and some beer, so this is going to be difficult. Unfortunately, you cannot mix and match. You either have to do all beer, all cider on your flight. And I, of course, wanted one beer, one cider, so I made my own flight. I went with the 6 ounce. You could do 6 ounce for $5 or 12 ounce for $9. I got 2 6 ounces, and I decided to go with a watermelon dragon fruit session sour. You definitely get a lot of watermelon flavor, not too much of a sour beer. It's a very light sour, so I really like it. Just a little bit of that acid, but it's not overly sweet, just a lot of strong watermelon flavor, so very, very refreshing. And then of course I had to go with my pumpkin cider. This is Blake's Hard Cider Co. Apple Lantern Roasted Pumpkins. There's probably some apple in here as well, otherwise false advertisement. This is really good. This is a little sweeter than the watermelon. Initially you get a lot of like the cinnamon and nutmeg flavor on your mouth, and not as much pumpkin. I get more apple and more spices. I'm not mad about it. It's very light, refreshing. It's a lot lighter in color than I thought it would be for a pumpkin beer, but again, it's kind of a little bit more apple-y than pumpkin-y. The beer and cider were successes, but I have been walking around now in the World Showcase. It is definitely not as crowded as we are used to, especially for opening day weekend at Food and Wine Festival. I'm going to take you through, show you a little bit of the crowd levels, show you that the lines really for the kiosks are not very long. Again, especially when we're thinking back to other years and how packed it's been on the first weekend of the festival. So in addition to these lower crowd levels, I've also noticed that there's a lot of availability for seating and eating, which in other years we've noticed there really hasn't been. Here is the Germany line, and look, only halfway filled, so we're used to it going all the way down past Werther's. The other thing that I've noticed in terms of merchandise at the fest this year, which I'm really excited about, is along the way at the festival marketplaces, they are offering the country-inspired food and beverage merchandise along with some of the food and wine merchandise. I think it's a great way to incorporate the countries back into it. So this is over in Germany. I noticed this in Canada as well as in Mexico. Here is an example of a kiosk that's going to open October 1st, Kenya. I'm very excited for that coffee barbecue beef tenderloin. Hey now. You know what it is. We are approaching my favorite hour here at Epcot, right when the sun's setting. The whole World Showcase looks beautiful. So I'm gonna head over towards Morocco for our next new kiosk of the year, and it is the Tangerine Cafe Flavors of Medina. And I'm very excited because they have grilled kebabs, your choice of lemon garlic chicken, Moroccan spiced lamb, and harissa marinated beef tenderloin tips. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the lamb, especially since it's gonna be in Morocco. Let's head over that way, see if we can decide along the way. Okay, now we're very used to hops and barley being here at the Food and Wine Festival, but we are not used to is an additional kiosk here at the American Adventure. And that's the Rotunda Bistro. Gonna do a hard pass on this one. Gonna carry on over to Morocco, as I mentioned earlier for the Tangerine Cafe, but it is actually inside the American Adventure here, right there, Rotunda Bistro. New this year for Food and Wine Fest. The other thing I totally forgot until I just walked past Greece and spotted him is there is the Remy scavenger hunt. So there he is in Greece. Maybe Andrew will come and do that. I know he loves doing the scavenger hunts, finding them all. Looks like in Greece he's got salt and pepper, but different ingredients at all the different countries. So it's really cool. So I've made it to the Tangerine Cafe, Flavors of Medina, and I do want to point out that this year for the Food and Wine Festival, where the usual Morocco Pavilion kiosk would be is Greece, and they have moved the Morocco Pavilion to the Tangerine Cafe. Their counter service here in the Morocco Pavilion. But what I went with is the lamb kebab as well as the fig cocktail, which has fig vodka and some white cranberry, and those looks like there's some cardamom on top there. And then look how beautiful that lamb kebab looks with a nice sauce on top, some couscous, as well as some vegetables. I'm hidden in a corner in Morocco, about to dig in. I'm gonna start with this lamb kebab first. Get a little couscous on there.
Because the girl just gave me the cup.
Look on that. It is so good. It's so much flavor. Just the slightest little kick at the end, but having the sauce on top really does help cut it. So I'm assuming it's some sort of yogurt tahini mix combo. I had to go in for seconds because that was delicious. Yum. All right. Now, wash it down. I have my fig cocktail. Again, there's some nice cardamom in there. Look at that. It smells almost like Christmas. Or licorice on Christmas. And this is very nice. This is very well balanced. It's not overly sweet, not overly tart. It has that white cranberry, so I thought it might be a little too sweet, a little too tart. But it's very nicely balanced with that fig vodka. Overall, very refreshing. And I'm down with this. This is a great addition to Food and Wine Fest. So we are traveling along our way. There is one more stop of new kiosk that is open currently. That is the Noodle Exchange. It is up in Future World, and I have been spotting the shrimp and coconut curry rice noodles. So I think I'm going to head that way. Along the way, we will stop at the Festival Center because it is time to check out some merchandise. Let's go. I spy fountain testing. How exciting is that? October 1st, Harmonious. Cannot wait. Exist denied. There is no festival center, at least not right now. There is going to be some merchandise up at the front two stores, so let's go check it out. Alrighty, so we have a few different collections. The first one being our favorite tiny chef, Remy, a nice tank top there, as well as this nice glass, really featuring the different countries and Spaceship Earth. Of course, a garbage can salt and pepper shaker, a crop top shaking things up. I like this one a lot. They also have a nice maroon shirt with Remy eating some cheese, a tomato, hoodie with a similar print there, and check these out. We have some leggings. This Remy ornament will also likely be coming home with me. And a tumbler. There is a lot of Corksicle merchandise. They are a sponsor, but that leads us to our next collection, which is going to be the apple orchard. So some ears here with some apples on there, a nice coffee mug, shows you the year, as well as Mickey and Minnie and their apple orchard. Here is the front side of the apple spirit jersey, and what I think I'm going home with is this pie tin. It is adorable. Some clothing featuring the apple orchard, even a chef's jacket there for the apple orchard. Another crop top, awesome to the core, and here is the back side of the chef jacket. Last piece of merchandise for this is going to be a rolling pin featuring apples, Spaceship Earth, and also Mickey. This moves us on to our next collection, which is going to be celebrating. So we have a lot of the wine and Spaceship Earth inspired. Again, as I mentioned, lots of corksicle merchandise going on, lots of tumblers. We have this nice travel wine glass. We also have our regular wine glass that is stemless. I'm waiting for a stem to come out. Hopefully later in the festival that will be released. Our little tray here that you can have food and drink. A keychain, very bedazzled. We have an ornament. Like it, like it. We also have a nice tank top that features all the countries along the bottom, a nice shirt here, and the back side of this is really cute. Again, it has all the logos of each of the countries around the World Showcase. And that brings us to some pass holder merchandise, so some tumblers here. Pass holders are sweet to the core. Also have a little chef tumbler for pass holders. Beauty and the Beast. So all the different collections here being featured. And last but not least, of course, there is a Figment, which brings us to our Figment merchandise. Look at how cute this is. Put some spaghetti in there. It's huge. I love this container. Also a nice pin here. Coasters. There's a few different. Journey into the culinary delight instead of into our imagination. We have a lovely glass cutting board. And this is part of the other collection, but it's in this video. So look at this, a nice garbage can. And I love the detail of all the countries up above that. We also have Figment shirt. Okay, and this is going to bring us to our final collection, which is Beauty and the Beast. So starting up with this chip measuring cup, so theirs are pretty large. They also have a nice spatula. They did have a Lumiere cake or cookie tray as well as Cogsworth timer, but they've since sold out. But they do still have this lovely bell shirt for girls. And just like that, we are approaching the final new kiosk of this year's Food Wine Festival, the Noodle Exchange. The last bite of the evening, and there's no better way to end the food festival than with some hot soup on a hot day, which is why we had to wait for the sun to go down to get this dish. This is the shrimp and coconut curry rice noodles with shiitake, mushrooms, and Thai basil, some of my favorite ingredients. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna get some noodles because this is the Noodle Exchange. Get a nice big shrimp on my bite there. There's a little bit of heat in the curry. Breathing fire over here. A lot for me. It's really not that spicy, but for me it is. The shrimp is cooked very well, but it's a little too spicy for me. They do have a green tea brew. Might have been a good idea to get because I don't know if I can finish this, but overall, I think the new kiosks that we tried today were great additions to Food and Wine Festival. It was very exciting. I'm excited to come back and have some of my festival favorites. Well, that is a wrap for our first day here at 2001 Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. There is obviously a lot more to eat and sip, so we will of course be back to show you all the other offerings that we tried throughout this festival season. We had a great day, got a lot of new tastes for the new kiosks this year. Again, there are a few more that will be opening on October 1st. Also got some new merchandise. I'm not gonna lie, definitely got that pie dish. It was super cute. Might have got a little surprise for Andrew, maybe my sister-in-law, we'll see. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you have been to the festival so far, please let us know what your favorite was. If you're dying to try a dish, want us to try it for you, just let us know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Bye.